Rapper Fetty Wap was released on a $500,000 bond in his drug case. For those that don't know, the FBI arrested Fetty Wap, and for those who don't know Fetty Wap, pretty sure you probably heard his song Trap Queen. I think it was around 2014, 15 that he came out with Trap Queen, and it was #2 on the Billboard's Top 100. So he was worldwide as far as hearing his music. But anyway, him and some other guys were arrested on October the 28th, and prosecutors called Fetty Wap and the rest of his guys the kilogram level redistributors. And basically they saying they pushing weight, they're redistributing it. They know they're not the ones who's making it, but they're redistributors. They're not the distributor. They know that for a fact. But they know in order to get your hands on that much drugs, somewhere around 100 kilos they had, for them to get that much drugs, they know that it's somebody that's way bigger than you. And that's just what it is. And in the article it says Fetty Wap was released on a $500,000 bond on Friday, a week after he was arrested in connection with an alleged drug distribution conspiracy in New York. Court records show the musician, whose legal name is Willie Jr. Maxwell II, was arrested by the FBI on October the 28th and has pleaded not guilty. He is one of 6 people indicted in the federal case, which alleges a scheme to distribute more than 100 kilograms, 100 kilos, or more than 220 pounds of drugs to dealers who then sold them in New York and Long Island. 30-year-old Fetty Wap was called a redistributor by the federal prosecutors. Others allegedly were involved in buying and moving the drugs from the West to the East Coast for processing and resale. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York said in a statement last week the drugs included cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, and crack cocaine, according to the authorities. The FBI's assistant director in charge called the overall scheme a pipeline of drugs that spanned thousands of miles. The district attorney in Suffolk County in New York characterized it as wholesale drug dealers. The rapper's attorney in the criminal case, Elizabeth Macedonio, did not immediately respond to a request for comment Friday evening. Navarro Gray, another attorney for Fetty Wap, said after the arrest that we prayed that this is all a big misunderstanding. Now, when you hear what his other attorney said, Navarro Gray, he said he prays that it's all a big misunderstanding. Because you have to think about it. He know we're dealing with the FBI. They're not going to hit you unless they got all their ducks in a row. So he knows it's an uphill battle for Fetty Wap and his partners. That's why he said, I just hope this is a misunderstanding and it's his partners and not him. Because he know the feds don't come and get you unless they got all their proof. Wiretaps, the whole nine. We know how they get out. They're going to make sure that they get a case and make it stick. Court documents state that a judge approved bond application and he was released on a $500,000 bond. He is allowed to travel for professional tours with approval. He is also subject to GPS monitoring under the conditions of his release and was ordered to have no contact with any co-defendants. All 6 people indicted, including Fetty Wap, are charged with conspiracy to distribute and possession of controlled substances. 5 of them, but not Fetty Wap, are also charged with using firearms in connection with drug trafficking. And that's why his lawyer is like, man, I don't know. This one could get sticky for us, Fetty. You know, Trap Queen, you know what I'm saying? The drug dealer songs, and then you living what the songs say. Come on, we gotta cut it out. Just tell the story. You don't have to be the story. You don't have to be the story. Just tell the story, man. Y'all already making money. If you was number 2 on the Billboard's Hot 100 in 2015, hey, you can still do it. We dealing with 6.5 years later. Well, we can just call it 7. We dealing with 7 years later. It amazes the hell out of me because we figure, man, once people finally made it, they own. Now they don't have to do the things that they're doing. Because regardless of how people want to say, oh, they ain't making this, that, and the third of money, they're making some kind of money. They're making some kind of money. Especially when you get that high on billboards, when you charting that high, you making some kind of money. You got unknown rappers that's making money, so they making some money. They might not be making the money that you think they should be making, but you wouldn't know what they should be making because you're not a record company. But yeah, these record companies, even them, they seem like they ain't talking to these young boys. I don't know. That's your money. You're part of that money if you're a record company and your artist get hit on drug charges and murder charges and now he's locked up, or if he gets murdered in the streets. That's going to stop some of your streaming revenue too. Record label community, they need to be the artist keeper. You know, like they say, I'm my brother's keeper. You got to be like, I'm my rapper's keeper. I'm my artist's keeper. I'm going to try to protect them and give them the game and make sure that they stay safe out here so we can continue getting money, you know. And that's what they have to do, especially if you're some older record exec. You definitely have to be taking care of your artists and telling them, hey, man, nah, we're not going to do that. It's going to mess up my brand and your brand. You know what I'm saying? You got to put them on game. You got to be stern with these young people. You know what I'm saying? Because we all were young before, and we know when you're young, you can be wild. But you just need the right person to talk to you, to put you on track. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not 100% on track, but at least to make you think when you out here in these streets and make you think when you making the moves that you making. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. You know, feds, Fetty Wap, we can only sit back and wait and see. But we know how they play, and we know that they don't F around when it comes to putting a case on somebody. And with that, I'm going to say this is the news in you. North, east, west, south. Unite from every alley in Cali, intersection and back street. Subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up on your way out the door.
I'm not who you think I am. Your perception is a lesson with a fail grade on it. Steady living life like I would never see the morning. True shit, man, I'm more than pain, I'm more than stain on sidewalk, I'm more than black skin on my face. Destined to be great, gotta elevate mind. Elevation is the game that I gotta play, gotta win, gotta find escape to a better day.